Older women, I need to tell you something that may shock you. Most of the wrinkles, sagging, and tiredness you see in the mirror are not caused by aging alone, but by three specific vitamin deficiencies almost every woman over 50 has, and creams or facials will never fix this, no matter how much money you spend. The truth is, your beauty is fading not from the outside in, but from the inside out. Hello, I'm Doctor, a board-certified obstetrician gynecologist with more than 2 decades of experience guiding women through menopause, hormone changes, and the challenges of aging. I've worked with thousands of women just like you who wanted to feel vibrant again, not by chasing youth, but by restoring the glow and confidence they thought they had lost. My promise to you today is to share honest, medically accurate advice that can change the way you look and feel. Here's the paradox. The beauty industry tells you that youth comes from jars, injections, or expensive serums. Yet women continue to look older despite all those treatments. Why? Because the real solution is much simpler, and it lies within your own body's ability to rebuild, repair, and renew if you give it the right fuel. That's where the good news begins. Science has revealed three overlooked vitamins that can transform your skin's elasticity, brighten your eyes, and even thicken your hair. Women who take them often hear you look younger. What's your secret? And stay with me because the last vitamin I'll share is the one I call the overnight glow vitamin. It works so powerfully that many women notice the difference in just weeks. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to click that button and turn on the bell so you'll never miss another health and beauty tip designed especially for women over 50. And if this message resonates with you, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 and let me know how I can create content that truly supports you. Now that you know why most beauty solutions fail, let's start at the root of the problem. To truly restore a youthful glow, we must first understand what actually happens inside your body after 50. The natural changes in collagen, hormones, and circulation that quietly reshape your skin every single day. 1. Understanding why skin ages after 50. I want you to imagine something with me for a moment. You wake up one morning, walk into the bathroom, and as you lean closer to the mirror, you notice it. Your skin looks a little thinner, a little drier, and somehow more fragile than it did just a few years ago. Maybe the fine lines around your mouth seem deeper. Maybe the glow that once gave your face its radiance feels like it's fading. I've had women sit across from me in my office and whisper almost ashamed, Dr. Myers, I don't even recognize myself anymore. And I always remind them it's not their fault. These changes aren't signs of failure. They're the natural shifts your body goes through as you move into this new season of life. After 50, the decline in collagen and elastin becomes more noticeable. These are the proteins that once acted like scaffolding, holding your skin firm and springy. Without them, sagging and wrinkles are no longer strangers. They're part of the reflection you see. Then comes the hormonal shift. When estrogen dips, blood flow to your skin slows, meaning fewer nutrients reach your cells. What once felt vibrant now looks dull, almost tired, even if you're caring for yourself the same way you always have. Add to that your skin's reduced ability to retain moisture, and suddenly dryness and irritation become daily battles. And as if that weren't enough, every day your cells fight invisible enemies called free radicals. These unstable molecules attack healthy cells, speeding up the very process we call aging. But here's the perspective I want you to carry with you. Aging doesn't mean surrender. Once you understand what's happening beneath the surface, you can take back control. You can give your body what it needs to protect itself, to fight back, to bring life and vitality back into your skin. And that's where the story becomes exciting, because science has uncovered specific vitamins that do more than just help. You're about to discover one that acts like an internal skin lifter, a nutrient most women overlook, yet it may be the very key to restoring your natural glow. 2. Vitamin number 1, the hidden elasticity vitamin, vitamin K2. When I first began speaking with women about vitamin K2, many of them looked at me with puzzled expressions. They had heard of vitamin K, of course, but usually only in the context of blood clotting. Hardly anyone knew about K2, and even fewer understood how profoundly it could influence the way we age. I remember one patient in particular, a lovely woman in her early 60s, who came to me frustrated that no cream or serum seemed to make any difference to her sagging cheeks and the fine lines around her mouth. She confessed that she felt invisible, as though her skin no longer reflected the woman she still felt herself to be inside. I explained that vitamin K2 is not about surface level beauty tricks. It is about working deep within the body, guiding calcium to where it belongs, your bones, while keeping it away from where it should never accumulate, such as your arteries and yes, even your skin. When calcium builds up in the wrong tissues, it hardens them, making the skin appear older, stiffer, and less alive. K2 quietly prevents this. Studies have shown that women who maintain healthy K2 levels enjoy better skin elasticity, smoother texture, and even a reduction in fine wrinkles. Just as importantly, K2 supports strong circulation, meaning your skin cells receive more oxygen and more nutrients, the very things they need to keep their youthful glow. The challenge is that most of us don't eat enough of the foods that provide K2. It's abundant in net top, a fermented soybean dish popular in Japan, and enriched cheeses like Gouda or Mintel. But here in the United States, those foods rarely make it onto our plates. That's why I often recommend the supplement form, particularly MK7, which stays active in the body longer and ensures your tissues get the steady support they need. I've seen women add K2 to their routines and tell me weeks later that friends are asking if they've been sleeping better or if they changed their skincare routine, when in truth it was simply their body finally getting what it had been missing. And this is just the beginning, because if K2 is the nutrient that quietly lifts and strengthens, the next vitamin is the one that fiercely protects your glow like a shield, and its power is almost unbelievable. 3. Vitamin number 2, the glow protector, zeaxanthin. The first time I read the research on the xanthan, I'll admit I was astonished. Here was a nutrient with a complicated name tucked away in the red pigment of salmon and tiny marine organisms. Yet it held a kind of power that few other antioxidants could match. I remember sharing it with a woman in her late 50s who was deeply discouraged by the uneven spots on her cheeks and the crepe texture around her eyes. She told me she had stopped taking photos with her grandchildren because she hated how her skin looked under natural light. That broke my heart because no woman should feel the need to hide herself in pictures with the people she loves most. When I introduced her to zeaxanthin, I explained that it isn't a cosmetic fix. It's like giving your skin a bodyguard, one that protects every cell from the constant assault of free radicals. Zeaxanthin is over 500 times stronger than vitamin E and thousands of times more powerful than vitamin C in neutralizing damage. Imagine something that shields your skin not just from the inside, but also guards against the everyday sun exposure that accelerates aging. Some even call it an internal sunscreen, though it works very differently from a lotion. Women who take it often notice fewer sunspots, improved hydration, and a return of that subtle bounce the skin had years earlier. In one study, women who used astaxanthin for just 8 weeks saw visible improvements in fine lines, especially around their eyes. I've watched patients regain their confidence because their faces look brighter, fresher, and more alive without changing a single thing in their skincare routine. You can certainly find acanthin in wild salmon, shrimp, and krill, but the amount needed for real results is difficult to get from diet alone. That's why most women I work with choose a supplement, usually 4 to 8 milligrams daily. And while K2 helps your skin stay supple, astaxanthin is like the shield that preserves that radiance every single day. But there's still one more vitamin I cannot wait to share with you. The one I call the overnight glow vitamin, because its effect on hair, nails, and skin renewal can feel almost miraculous. 4. Vitamin number 3, the overnight glow vitamin Biotin B7. There is something almost magical about biotin, though the truth is grounded in science. I have met countless women who came into my office feeling defeated, running their fingers through thinning hair or hiding their hands because their nails were so brittle they split at the slightest touch. One woman in particular, a grandmother in her 70s, told me she used to love brushing her long hair before bed, but now the brush came away full of strands, leaving her nearly in tears. I placed my hand gently on hers and explained that what she was experiencing was not vanity, but biology. After 50, our bodies naturally produce less keratin, the structural protein that forms hair, nails, and the surface of our skin. And this is precisely where biotin, also known as vitamin B7, steps in like a quiet miracle. Biotin works deep within your cells to support keratin production, and with that, it restores strength to the places where you feel the most visible signs of aging. In clinical studies, women who took biotin consistently over 90 days noticed new hair growth in thinning areas, nails that no longer cracked, and skin that felt smoother, less dry, more resilient. I have seen women look at their hands with joy again, noticing that their nails no longer broke while gardening or cooking. Simple activities that once brought frustration. Others told me their hairdresser asked what product they had switched to because their hair felt fuller and shinier. It wasn't a new shampoo, it was biotin quietly giving their bodies back what time had slowly taken away. Yes, you can find some biotin in eggs, almonds, avocados, and sweet potatoes, but absorption decreases with age, which is why a supplement often makes all the difference. I've seen women regain confidence simply because their reflection finally matched the lively spirit they carried inside. And while these three vitamins each work beautifully on their own, the truth is their benefits multiply when combined with certain daily habits. Habits that can transform not only how you look, but how energized and alive you feel every single day. 5 supportive habits to multiply the benefits. Now that you know about the three vitamins that can truly change the way your skin, hair, and nails look and feel, let's talk about something equally important. I've seen many women start a new supplement with high hopes, but if their daily habits are working against them, they never see the full results. It's a little like planting seeds in dry, rocky soil. Even the best seeds won't bloom if the ground isn't nourished. The same is true for your body. These vitamins are powerful, but their effects grow stronger when combined with a few simple, consistent habits that support your cells from the inside out. Hydration is the first one. I cannot emphasize this enough. Every time you take a sip of water, you're giving your skin cells the chance to stay plump and resilient. I've had women tell me that once they finally committed to 6 or 8 glasses a day, they noticed their skin cream started working better because their cells were no longer starved for moisture. Then there's the gentle morning sunlight. Just 10 minutes outside can help your body produce vitamin D, balance your hormones, and even improve your sleep cycle, which shows up as brighter eyes and fresher skin. Food matters too. A plate full of colorful vegetables, berries, and healthy fats doesn't just nourish your body, it provides the very coactors that help those vitamins do their jobs more efficiently. And please never underestimate the power of sleep. During deep rest, your skin is repairing itself, building new collagen and flushing out toxins. When you shortchange your sleep, it shows on your face almost immediately. Stress is another quiet thief. High cortisol breaks down collagen, leaving the skin tired and aged. But even 10 minutes of deep breathing or prayer each day can lower stress hormones and give your skin a fighting chance. Finally, keep your skincare routine simple and kind. A gentle cleanser, a moisturizer, maybe a serum with vitamin C or hyaluronic acid. That's all you need. When you weave these habits into your daily life, you'll be amazed at how much faster the vitamins begin to work. And that brings me to something even deeper. Because while habits and nutrients change your appearance, there is an emotional truth about aging that every woman needs to hear. 6. The emotional truth. There is a moment I've seen many times in my office when a woman lowers her voice and admits that she avoids the mirror because she doesn't like the person looking back at her. I can feel the weight in those words because aging is not just about lines and dryness. It is about how those changes make us feel inside. Perhaps you've experienced it too. The sense that your reflection doesn't match the vibrant, wise, and loving woman you still are. That disconnect can be painful, and it's often more difficult to carry than the physical changes themselves. I want you to know you are not alone in those feelings. I have heard them from women in their 50s, 60s, 70s, even beyond. They describe frustration when expensive creams don't work, disappointment when their hair keeps thinning, or sadness when their skin seems dull no matter what they do. But here is the truth I want you to take into your heart. These changes are not signs that your beauty is gone. They are simply signs that your body needs a little extra care, a different kind of nourishment than it once did. The beauty of this season of life is that you have the power to choose how you care for yourself now. And when you do, when you give your body the vitamins, the hydration, the rest, the love it deserves, you begin to see a reflection that feels more like the real you again. I've seen women glow, not only because their skin improved, but because their confidence returned. They walked taller, they laughed louder, and they felt alive in a way they hadn't in years. So the emotional truth is this. Aging does not take away your beauty. It simply asks you to redefine it. And once you do, you realize that glow has been inside you all along, waiting to shine through. And now that we've uncovered this truth, let's bring it all together with a clear recap of the three vitamins and how they can truly transform the way you look and feel. 7. Recap of the three vitamins. We've covered a lot together, and before we move forward, I want to take a moment to tie all of this into one clear picture. At the heart of everything we've talked about are three vitamins that quietly but powerfully shape the way your skin, your hair, and your energy appear to the world. These are not gimmicks or empty promises. They are proven nutrients that work with your body's natural processes to restore what time has slowly taken. First, we began with vitamin K2, the hidden elasticity vitamin. This is the one that helps guide calcium exactly where it belongs into your bones while preventing it from hardening your skin and arteries. It gives back that subtle flexibility, the lift, the suppleness that makes your reflection look more alive and less tired. For many women, K2 becomes the turning point where their skin stops looking older faster and begins holding on to its resilience again. Then we talked about anthin, the glow protector. This is the bodyguard nutrient, fiercely shielding your cells from free radical damage and even the harmful effects of the sun. It hydrates from the inside, softens fine lines, and brightens the skin tone in ways that make people ask if you've just come back from a restful vacation. Its antioxidant power is unmatched, and when it's part of your daily life, it becomes the quiet force that keeps your radiance intact. And finally, biotin, the overnight glow vitamin. This is the one that so many women fall in love with because it directly strengthens the keratin that builds your hair, nails, and skin. It's the nutrient that turns brittle nails into strong ones, dull hair into fuller, shinier strands, and dry skin into a smoother surface. It's often the piece that women didn't know they were missing, and once they add it, they see results that feel almost miraculous. These three together form a foundation that supports not only your appearance, but also your confidence. And now that you see how they each work in harmony, let's take this one step further, because the conclusion to this journey is not just about vitamins, it's about embracing a new definition of beauty and strength that will change the way you view yourself forever. Conclusion. As we close this journey together, I want to bring everything back to the heart of the message. Aging is not a loss, it is a transition, a powerful new chapter that invites you to care for yourself in deeper and more intentional ways. We have walked through the science and the stories, the subtle changes that happen inside the body, and the ways those changes show up in the mirror. And we've uncovered three vitamins, vitamin K2, hexagontin, and biotin, that work not as magic tricks, but as real tools your body already knows how to use. They support your skin's elasticity, protect you from the quiet damage of free radicals, and rebuild the keratin that gives life to your hair, nails, and skin. But more than the science, what I want you to take with you is the hope and empowerment behind it. I've sat across from countless women in their 50s, 60, and 70 who told me they felt invisible or that their glow had faded. And I've seen the joy return to their eyes when they realized they had the power to change that story with the right nutrients, supportive habits like hydration, rest, and gentle sunlight, and above all, a shift in perspective. They began to see themselves as radiant again, and that radiance didn't just show up in their skin, it showed up in their confidence, their laughter, their energy for life. So as you move forward, remember this. You are not defined by wrinkles or thinning hair. You are defined by the way you choose to nurture yourself, body, and soul. When you give yourself what you truly need, your reflection begins to match the vibrant woman you still are inside. It's never too late to feel proud, to feel beautiful, to feel alive in your own skin again. And now I invite you to step into this new chapter with courage and curiosity, because your most radiant years are not behind you. They're waiting for you right here, ready to be embraced. If today's message touched your heart or gave you hope, I would be so grateful if you showed your support. Please give this video a like, share it with another amazing woman who deserves to feel beautiful and confident, and leave me a comment below telling me which of these tips you're most excited to try. Your voice matters, and your story could inspire someone else. And if you'd like to go a step further in supporting this channel so I can continue creating empowering content for women over 50, consider making a small donation. Every gesture helps us grow together.